Hello and welcome dear viewers, fellow casuals. You're watching Primetime Casual, and this is a special, extra long episode of Destination Soul. Commander Rini, my favorite camera woman in Elite, wants to know, can I ask you why your avatar looks like an angry penguin? Because it is an angry penguin. Commander Burr wants to know, does Gary Oldman know you've got his face? You've got your facts wrong, Mr. Burr. Gary Oldman has my face, and I'm still waiting for my royalties from the Batman franchise. The Bagfather46, one of my most loyal viewers, asks, do you scan all the planets in the system, or just the gas giants, water worlds, and Earth-like ones? I wish I had the time and patience to scan all the systems and all the planets, but filming already takes up too much time. I mostly go for the big three: ammonia, water worlds, and Earth-like worlds. Occasionally high metal content worlds, and if I scan them, I map them. But other than that, I don't usually scan a lot. I scan gas giants because they're always a nice backdrop for filming and for screenshots. And lately I've been trying to find biological POIs, which means for an animes, it means in nebulae, scanning A, B, and O stars, and metallic planets. Alec Turner wants to know, why is your gamma always turned up to max? Is it to give your videos or screenshots a unique look? Is it because your eyes are bogged? Or is it because when you were looking at graphic setting sliders and wondering which ones to max out, you decided everyone? I have no idea what you're talking about. In all seriousness though, it's a combination of things. I have a few tweaks to my graphic settings file and to increase detail in nebulae and starfield background and stuff like this, and one of those tweaks increases brightness by a considerable amount, but I can't figure out which one. And I can't revert the file because I don't know where I got the tweaks from originally. Eagle131 has a question. Have you ever had any super close calls on Distant Worlds 2 or Destination Soul? Well, quite a few actually, Eagle. Most of them, pretty much all of them during filming and during planetary filming. It's pretty much unavoidable because in external camera you get frequent blackouts where you just don't see where you're going for 5 seconds or so, and close to the terrain, especially in the mountains, it's just you try to boost either you're bored of filming, which sucks because then you need to get the shot again, or you just fly on, hope for the best, and about half of the time you just hear a sickening crunch and lose 20% hull. Trader Chip wants to know, how is your hull right now? I guess you know. Originally I was planning to say quite sturdy and steady at 71%, but as it turned out, I just plowed into a planet doing filming, so yeah. Hull is at, what, 56%, but modules are all repaired, except for the cargo hatch, which is at 60%, but I don't care. I am calling the hull seals, or more specifically, I'm calling Tato Chip to come and repair me. And finally, a serious question from Commander Burr. A long question with a long answer. Brace yourself. Commander Burr, I would generally like to know what it is about SRV experience and the whole circuit navigation thing you find so appealing. I'm not being sarcastic, but honestly, the thought of driving around an entire moon fills me with horror, so I'm curious as to the appeal. And what features would you personally like to see added to the whole SRV experience going forward, as I think it's clear from the FDev background chatter that more ground experience stuff is coming. I actually had to make notes for this one. Sorry. I'll start with the future SRV content part of that question, because what I really like to see is more customization options for SRVs. Including naming, body kits, dashboard items, that sort of thing. I don't want engineering. That's important. I don't want engineering, because that's just more grind. What I want is more types of SRVs: mining, cargo, combat, long range, racing, all that. But keep them stock, keep them at a fixed configuration, just make them customizable, you know, make them unique, visually, not stats-wise, visually, because that's part of the next question, of the other part of the question. What I find so appealing about SRV is, one, long-range SRVing is because we can. It's something that is a feat of stubbornness and perseverance. Very few people attempt a circumnavigation, even few finish, and that gives it meaning. As to the other stuff like mountain climbing, base jumping, outpost racing, it's skill-based. It's purely skill and experience-based. We all have the same SRV, the exact same conditions apply. You know, we don't have a grind for another SLF. We don't have rank for another ship, and we don't have grind for an engineer. We just have the SRV. It's purely us, the pilots, competing against each other, and that is marvelous in this thing. What I would like to have, on all accounts, considering SRV and planetary experience, is more statistics and more in-game recognition of what we're doing. Because I spent 60 hours on Midnight Hollow, another 6 hours at Quantum World, 24 hours on Simulator's Beacon, and so on, and I have nothing to show for it in-game. I have nothing to show for it. Yep. No exploration data, no real statistics, average speed, top speed, hours spent, numbers of planets I've driven on. All that I have to keep track of myself, and that is frankly frustrating. JP Strider, back from interplanetary explorations. Did you ever need to use your speedballing skills to nope away from a high gravity planet, or you know, for fun? Oh yes. I find that the experience in free-falling towards a planet helps a lot when you misjudge your descent rate, especially when you're trying to set up a shot or get to a planetary POI, or when I get bored with the slowness of the ASP, which is awful. And you know, if I find a high gravity planet, I will speedball for fun. It's just in my nature. Commanderini from Which Space News wants to know, what are you up to, you difficult German man? Lots of difficult things, I can tell you. I'm keeping myself entertained on the journey home. I'm planning all kind of SRV shenanigans when I get back. I'm mentally preparing for my first circumnavigation of a moon in the Tawanta system. And I'm actually working through my checklist and preparing Speedball 3. That was a spoiler, wasn't it? Oh dear. Eagle131 remarked on my last video actually, scanning all those wolf riots must have been no small task. I decided to answer this because wolf riots are rare. And I don't want people to think that I just was that lucky in finding all kinds of wolf riots. We actually handpicked the route because they were all POIs on EDSM, so we knew where they were, and we just had to make sure our route goes through all of them. Commander Burr wants to know, why are you so dreadful to Commander Burr? Where's my Battenberg, you insufferable British prick? That is it for this episode of Destination Soul. I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. I really liked reading your questions and writing down answers and answering these questions. If I get some good feedback, I will do it again, certainly, because it's quite fun. Next week there will be no travel log from Destination Soul because I'm on a vacation, and I hope to get back on track after my vacation, so stay tuned in. Maybe watch some of the old stuff, it's still good. Really. And if not, then head over to Which Space News. I hear they occasionally do stuff. See you next time, and fly safe.